For this video and for the next couple of videos, we're going to be featuring expedition content. This one in particular, I'm going to go through the draft process, explain all of my picks and my reasoning, and then the future videos, I'm going to share all of my games for this run, win or lose. And we're doing that for a couple of reasons. One, I simply have been featuring a lot of decks and kind of standard ladder gameplay. Recently, I haven't done much expedition stuff, but also there are some additional decks that I'm dying to play and test out, and I want to share them with you, but I don't have the cards for them. So we're going to hit some expeditions here, get some stuff unlocked so I can bring you some more exciting deck content in the future. Now, starting with this particular run, our first pick is very important because you're not just picking cards, but also picking essentially regions, right? Alliances. And with that in mind, you might be thinking, okay, well, Shadow Isles is really strong, so maybe I should consider that. Also, Mark of the Isles is like one of the best cards in the game. However, Callista is like good, not great, and Remitter here is kind of hit or miss. So this isn't the slam dunk pick that you would think. Meanwhile, here we have great synergy picks. Yasuo and Blade Twirler go hand in hand. They're fantastic together. The problem though is if you pick this and then you don't get much in the way of recall options, then they suddenly go from being fantastic to pretty lackluster. And then finally here we have Tryndamere, Take Heart, and Elixir of Iron. Freljord is awesome in expeditions right now for a number of reasons. Elnuks is a huge part of it, but Frostbite being a burst speed effect is fantastic. Tryndamere is a great late game option that's very hard to remove. Later on, if you draft cards like Anivia is an absolute bomb in expeditions. So this is a good region with good just all-around cards. So we're actually going to go ahead and select this. And now we're moving to our second choice, and we can stick with Freljord. We could also grab Lux. I'm not a big fan of Lux, specifically because in expeditions there's no guarantee you're going to get a number of ways to trigger her. Cytherea is great though, and Mage Seeker here can be okay. And then on this side, Shen is, in my opinion, like good, not great. Yusari is a multi-purpose follower, and Rush is an okay combat trick. But the reality is, this still does everything that we want it to in our game plan. This is a house in expeditions. Frostbite, again, great, and Ashe is a wonderful champion. So we're going to go this route, and this might mean we could end up mono Freljord. Now obviously when they start offering the like wild picks, right, where you can be offered anything, then we might deviate into a second region, but for now we're gonna start double Freljord. And then right out of the gate here we get offered some interesting options. More Frostbite is great, even more Frostbite is great. Elixir of Iron is, you know, one of the better combat tricks in the game, and Omen Hawk is outstanding. And then we have Reinforcements and Border Lookout. I don't think this is the pick. So it just comes down to, you know, what do we value more? I think right now I kind of want to take this because Omen Hawk is good. Like, these are great as well. Like, these are fantastic options, but making sure that we have, you know, playable one drops is great. And like I said, Elixir of Iron is one of the better combat tricks in the game. All right. This is that wild pick I was talking about where technically it can come from anywhere, but then they turn around and they still try to throw Demacia at us, and that's not something I want. We also have Brittle Steel, more Frostbite stuff, and then we have Pack Mentality, give an ally and all other allies of its group. So think a group is like your region tag. So Elnuks would be something that you could target. Elites could be something you could target. On this side, we have the Yeti, again, more Frostbite, and then Ramp and Healing. So this is not an easy choice because you're basically picking between these two. I don't think this is enough to, you know, commit to Demacia as your second region quite yet. So you have two good Frostbite effects in both packs, and then two pretty mediocre effects. The only reason we're going to end up selecting this is because Catalyst ends up being potentially more useful than this. If this was offered, I don't know, like pick 11 and we'd already taken a bunch of Elnuks, then you could take this and feel pretty good about it. But this has the potential to just be a 7 cost +3/+3 and overwhelm on a single unit, and that's bad. You want it to hit at least multiples before this becomes worth your time. So I think you're going to end up taking this, and we're going to try to trade out Catalyst if it gives us the option. All right, so next up, more Catalyst. Shatter and Catalyst is a definite no. So then we have Trapper here, which is like good, not great, and Catalyst, or another Omen Hawk, and then Stefan here. This is the pick just because the other ones are not great. All right, so for some reason, even during the wild picks, it really wants me to play Demacia with this Freljord list. Here we have more ramp, but also harsh winds, which is fantastic, or a second Wild Claw along with a Stalking Wolf. The big thing that stands out to me right now is that harsh winds is great, but we're only at 7 units and 5 spells, and this is not really a unit. So I think we're going to take this just because we really want the units at this point. It hurts because I really want to take harsh winds, but at some point, like, we need to attack our opponent to win, so we're going to take the things that let us attack. All right, now we are again facing either Sentry and Mystic. This is okay. This is great. This is one of the better cards on Freljord. We don't want this. And then on the other side, we have a Bull, Elnuk, and a Starlit Seer. We're about halfway through our draft, so we have to make the decision now about how many Elnuks we're willing to draft. Because if we get offered Troop of Elnuks and other Elnuks later, like, we want to take them, and that means we kind of want to take this now. We also do have Starlit Seer here, and we have a fair number of spells thus far, and we might get more, so this could be something that generates a lot of value. But, like, make no mistake about it, this is just the better, safer pick. Like, these are almost always useful. These are situational, but even though I would highly recommend you take these, we're going to take this because we're filming for YouTube and we want to be wacky. We're going to see if we can get the Elnuk Dream. So we're going to draft that. And what do you know? We get offered a Sentry, but also a Troop, but Sentry is also outstanding. Just to make sure we're not missing anything. Honestly, with our Mono Freljord deck, this is a great pack of cards as well, but we're going to go in with the memes. We're going to take the Troop and the Sentry here. And we're going to keep looking for Troops or other Elnuks. So Wild Claw, Flash Freeze, this is a great pick. If we weren't trying to do the meme of the Elnuks here, we would slam dunk this. Elixir's great, but these two together are probably better than these two. But Rhymefang's also solid, and again, we're just going to maximize Elnuks. Now, I'm saying it's a meme, but I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, in Expeditions, because there's not a lot of ways to deal with the Elnuk insanity, if you do get a critical mass of them, it is bonkers good. Like you'll just get people conceding left and right. So Brittle Steel and Sentry, both great cards. However, Rhyme Tusk is one of the better cards in the game when it comes to Expeditions, because there's just not a lot of effective ways to deal with it, and getting a Frostbite every turn is outstanding. And then we get another unit, and it's a Challenger unit on top of it. And then these are okay. So really it comes down to these two. Rhyme Tusk, in my opinion, puts this just over the edge, but, like, you know, you wouldn't feel bad about these. But, I mean, you can't pass this up. Both of these are just too much utility, so we're going to take that. And, oh man, talk about memes. Okay, so Elixir and Stalking Wolf is easily the best of these three choices because, again, great combat trick, and it's a unit, but also a Challenger unit. Here, Stalking Wolf and Catalyst is the exact same, but Elixir of Iron, is just significantly better than Catalyst, so this would be the pick. However, we're all in on the Elnuks, and we also have the Iceborne Legacy, where we can potentially buff our Elnuks as well. We will likely look to trade this out with one of our trade picks, because even though we have, you know, uses for this, it's just not a great card. But we're going to go in with the Elnuks. We're doing it. All right, so here, ooh, this is not a great set of choices. We have Bloodsworn Pledge, which is awesome, and then an okay 3-drop. We have Mystic and Catalyst, which isn't great, and then Entreat and Catalyst. If Entreat was paired with something not Catalyst, I would want to take this, because getting your champions in Expedition is important, because you can't run the full 6, right? You can't hit that critical mass, so something like this just helps you get there. But we don't want a second Catalyst. I mean, we really don't. And Bloodsworn is an outstanding combat trick, and like I said, this is, you know, at least an okay. It's a serviceable 3-drop, so we're going to take this. And, I mean, here, you already know what we're going to do, but we'll at least talk through it. Entreat and Flash Freeze would be likely my preferred pick, normally. I don't know, actually, I don't know, that's actually a tough call. So, Entreat and Flash Freeze are both very, very playable in Expedition. They're everything you kind of want. Rime Tusk here, as I said before, is outstanding, and this is, again, a very playable Frostbite option. But we're all in on the Elnuk memes, and honestly, Battle Fury is a great card to run as a one-of in your list, so we're going to take this because we're all in on the Elnuk memes. But if we weren't doing the Elnuk thing, I don't know. I might flip a coin between these two. These are solid options. Maybe this, just because Rime Tusk is so potentially game-breaking, but Entreat, ensuring that you find your champions is, I don't know. This is probably the pick, but Elnuk. We see an Elnuk, we're going to take an Elnuk. All right, so here we have Scar Maiden Reaver and Alpha Wildclaw. Scar Maiden is so hard to get rid of. This is a powerhouse, so this is a very tempting pick. Mighty Poro and another one of these. This is like a good, not great. This is filler. Lonely Poro and Omen Hawk. We do already have 2 Omen Hawks. A third would be nice, but we kind of don't also want to add the Poro. So we're going to grab this because, again, Scar Maiden is it's just so hard to deal with. So we'll do this, and aha, we get some options, and Catalyst is one of them. So we're going to, oh, I was about to say we're going to slam dunk this like this because Sentry is, again, one of the better cards in Freljord, and Catalyst isn't great. However, we also really wanted to get rid of Iceborne, and Flash Freeze is also outstanding. So we have to decide which card we like less. Do we like Catalyst less or Iceborne less? And as much as it pains me to say it, this card will, on average, end up becoming more useful to you than this one will. We do have some late game bombs we kind of want to ramp into, and at least being able to heal your Nexus is relevant. This, you know, when you're looking at your potential outcome, right? You're looking at this. Wildclaw and Elnuk we both have 3 of. So this could grant, like, you know, +3/+3 worth of stats. Essentially, right? +1/+1 on the one, and then +1/+1 on the others. 3 for a +3/+3 is okay, but that's like best case scenario. I think that we make this trade. As much as we wanted to do this, and Sentry it's so good. I think getting rid of this is ultimately better. So that's going to be the pick, and that's going to be it for this particular video. Like I said, this video is going to be all about the draft, and then future videos are going to be me playing the games. We'll probably do 2 games per video. I'm going to share the entire run, win or lose. So, you know, look for those videos starting tomorrow. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. And hopefully I will catch you watching future videos.